So, Rumble updated mid-tournament,
Wasn't please
Jellyfish off me.
and it kind of broke everything.
Oh, jeez. You just got sucked into the Matrix.
For a bit, a little bit, or enough, to ruin my plan for my third round of the Battle of Champions tournament. Don't get me wrong, it was a great update. We got cameras.
How good is this new camera though, seriously?
Its output frame rate is different every time.
Oh my, are you serious?
Which completely changes the dynamic of the game. Maybe for worse in some cases.
Yo, this is Shoeless and I'm about to do a grading with Martin over here. Let's get to it.
But the update impacted two major things that would completely change the dynamic of my next match. Number one, makes sense. Whenever there's an update, it breaks all the mods for a little bit. The modders are amazing, it was super fast to get them back up, but I didn't have time to wait for one of the most important mods I use before the match started. And that is no screen shake. For some reason in Rumble, if you want haptics in your controllers, you have to have this intense level of screen shake. Which, to be honest, kind of gives me motion sickness, because every action makes the camera shake. I'll simulate it for you now.
Yo, Martin's on 1 HP, I'm gonna try and silver bullet him.
But the haptics are like an extra sense in a pose-based game to help you know when you hit the pose correctly.
This really is the influencer update.
Yeah, I'm just getting the feel back. I'm trying to play without haptics. It's very strange.
However, some people say because of client-side lag, to remove that sense will make you a better player overall because you'll no longer be reliant on laggy haptic feedback. I've stubbornly avoided it because I like the immersion of the controllers, but I guess I wasn't that stubborn because one word from Sevitarian and I thought I'd just try it.
I'm also trying out not using haptics for the first time, so it's interesting.
Oh yeah, for Alonshpo, right?
Yeah.
That was the biggest reason why I thought I would try it.
My hold!
Because this would be the highest ping match I've maybe ever had.
I'm trying to hold and I can't.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Whilst
There's
the
no-
game was
Oh,
in a
God.
pre-hotfix state against an opponent who would be my toughest yet.
I will say, you're harder fight than the blue belt I just fought.
Guys, lol, sorry for selfishly using boss chat for my own research, but do you have any intel on Alonshpo? Thankfully, a lot of high-level players employ me on Patreon. Omelette did me a solid and showed me his match, so plug away, brother. Same with Juice Bar and Sevitarian. See, they all play in POR, the pro online Rumble competition. And that's where I learned that Alonshpo wasn't just good, he was very good. Either being at the top of Diamond or fighting in the #1 division of Meteorite, making him a top 10 comp player. At least for this week, we would be playing on my favorite map of the ring.
Oh, will you go through the floor? Yeah, apparently that's a big bug.
And that was the second major impact.
Oh yeah, right, Ring has some issues, right?
Oh, it's terrible. It's unplayable.
Come on.
Oh! Save myself! Save!
Oh,
Please!
The floor of the ring had, for some reason, been replaced by paper.
What just happened?
What happened there? The update happened. Now, flick moves are even more punishing than before. Because if I do something like that...
oh, okay.
Whoa! That was crazy, chat. I just fell through the floor.
Needless to say, all matches are happening on the pit right now.
It's so consistent.
What's the floor?
Yeah, what is a floor?
My least favorite map. But as John Mark was destroying me,
I hit myself and it knocked me through the floor.
I took the chance to ask my previous opponent for advice.
The thing is, like, the moment that you think that you're out the most is the moment where you have the most potential to come back. Like, I think, like, every single one of the moments, like, every single tournament where I've performed my best at were the ones where I had absolutely no expectations of myself, where I just thought, I'm just gonna see how it goes. And then suddenly I pulled the performance of my life.
Okay, that's great advice.
Like, the pain,
Thank you,
sure,
John
it's gonna be annoying, but at the end of the day, you're just playing the game.
Jean-Marc, what a legend. Now, I'll just remind you, this channel has no editing. Nothing has been edited. So when you see this tournament match, it's going to be raw. But it's been a while since I've done some Ramble content, and maybe you've never watched a Rumble tournament before. So I'm going to give my live commentary through this fight. If you want to see edited stuff, you should check out the main channel, Shoelesser, or the movie channel, Shoeleast. But now, let's get on with the fight. Now, last tournament, I probably had more relevant things to say about strategy and the meta because I was a bit more clued in. But for this whole year, I haven't taken part in PORC, which is the Pro Online Rumble.
Getting bullied out here.
I forget the meaning of the acronym, but it's a cool one and the symbol is a pig. But anyway, they have many different divisions.
The haptics, I'm nothing without them.
And Alonshpo has ping-ponged between the top Meteorite and the second top Diamond for a few seasons. So he's usually at the top of Diamond, number 2, which pushes him up, but then only once has he been able to stay there, he's said. But that doesn't mean he's not one of the best.
Oh, nice.
Well played.
Because Meteorite has about 5 to 7 people who are considered the best fighters in Rumble at the time, and they all play each other and they all get even better and better. So I am out of that loop. But within that loop of playing each other and getting better, a meta has sort of been created between those people, which is the Sadament meta. Quite fittingly named because it's kind of a sad combo of Stubborn, that's the blue one,
nice.
and purple, which is Adamant. So Stubborn gives you -1 to damage when you're dashing or jumping, just for like a little bit after you do either one. And Adamant gives you -1 damage after you've done damage to your opponent, or, very importantly, damage to yourself. So even like then, you saw I failed a parry, you can activate Adamant on yourself.
Nice.
Well played.
That's that familiar EU ping feeling.
Alright.
You lose.
And that means if you're always dashing, always trying to proc it, you can get -2 damage at all times. And I should say Stubborn negates knockback as well. Which is kind of a key feature of the dance of Rumble. So the best players sort of want to take that out of the equation and be able to push through anything and not get stuck in stun lock traps. They still can, but it just means they can push through a lot of damage and, you know, turn situations around. Oh, interestingly, Alfonso still rocks the flowstone, which is cool. So he's got a little bit of aerial in him, a little bit of projectile. But we are both on the opposite sides of the world, so this is not a normal game of Rumble. There is extreme ping difference between our host rounds. And basically, right now, you're seeing me as the host, and Alonshpo still putting up amazing pace.
Damn, I still feel the pressure of that pace.
I hope so.
Now, in these kind of competitions of Rumble, it's not about styles, not about flashiness. I wish I could pull Flick out, and Flick is still good, but the ultimate goal of this kind of comp is safety. The cleaner you play, the more you're rewarded. Doesn't matter if Flick has some of the best times to kill in the game and is really great in certain situations. It adds just that little bit of extra risk that if Alan was able to turn it around and get me stun locked,
I shouldn't go for DS on client.
it would be over for me. There would be zero chance of coming
Yeah,
back.
so it's a learning curve of the, of like what you just can't do anymore. What was your experience of PORC?
It was pretty fun. I mean, I keep switching between Meteorite and Diamond. Managed to stay once on Meteorite without dropping down, and then this season didn't go as well.
Watching these back is always kind of funny because I review the VODs, I look at my fighter, I try to come up with a strategy, but once you hit that tournament pressure, all that theory goes out the window and you just got to rely on your raw instincts. So occasionally I'll try and practice some moves to drill it into instinct before I get to a fight, but that kind of takes a long time to do. And I didn't have enough time to prep for that in this one. So watching this back, I'm trying way too hard to like parry spam, occasionally it'll work. I'm trying to react to his stuff, but really I should have just been like Alon and gone for sort of pace and not worried about trying to react or parry dash. I actually thought about with the update, is there a tactic to dash into your opponent's structures for the -1 whilst trying to parry them but plan on getting hit? Because even if it's a grounded cube, parry now ungrounds, so from 4 damage it could go to 1.
Unfortunate.
I don't know what
the
silly idea that
teleport
was. Once you pick those up, you're like kind of stuck with them. And I was like, oh damn.
Yeah. They're going for all or nothing move.
but to be honest, the deliberate parrying into dash for 1 damage just didn't work at all. It was super inconsistent. I tried it with Jean-Marc and he just destroyed me as usual. But yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to parry stuff. Occasionally I'll get it, but I don't even have the time to like work out what I need to do with it afterwards. My philosophy is the longer you survive on client, the greater your chance of winning. So instead of every time I attack pretty much opening myself up, I should be more defensive. Rumble is like a defensive game ultimately, but I'm an aggressive player, so I have to kind of get that out of me when I'm on client. And here as well, I watched JuicePar's VODs fighting Alon, and what he's great at is not getting stuck in the corner like they're using disc jumps to get away. So that's what I should have practiced a bit more, not to get cornered up against the ropes, but that's what was happening. And I should have been putting more walls up here. I mean, Alon's just a great fighter, so what do you expect?
Now these high ping matches usually come down to one catastrophic mistake by the host.
Yeah, probably.
We'll see. We'll see if that prediction comes true.
Probably just a tiebreaker with boulders. And then,
You just want to keep your hosts clean and survive until those tiebreaker rules come in, which I'll explain later if we get to them. But looking at the runtime, you probably already know that's what had to happen. It kind of does suck in these international tournaments, and almost why I just retired. The fact that AU to EU is so bad. Like, even EU to US is alright and you can play on, but it just kind of gets, like, silly at this point. Like, what can you do? And I wasn't trying to flex on him there. Yeah, I was trying to go for a bounty, maybe.
okay.
Doesn't count for Nat's bounty on a golden bullet finish, but not that I was trying that. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just lost that killer instinct to...
I was saying I'm not a meta player, and even when you say meta, there's a lot of variation at the top end of what that is, but it usually involves pace. And I should also say the game is far from being solved. But sometimes I wonder, being a charged player and the fact that there's no charged players at the top means that my rhythm is different from everybody else. So even on high ping, if the rhythm's the same, then you can get good predictions in. But because chambering and charge mixes things up, I wonder if that's ever going to be an advantage. Look, that was flare there. I didn't need to go for that. That was unsafe use of flick. Classic wishbone opening. That's what I think I should be focusing on, is more defensive stuff like that, right? Because, you know, people meme on wishbone, but the worst thing that can happen in wishbone is that it's a net zero and you don't get hit. The best thing that can happen is you hit your opponent. Oh, look at this sticky hand. It's just stuck to me. I'm just trying something, anything.
Did I please let go of that?
Oh, nice. That was good. But, you see, if I get the wishbone right, you plan for one of the sides to get destroyed, and then you have the advantage on the follow-up, the next attack. Oh, this is actually getting close. Oh, but the instincts, too good.
I was hoping I had that. Just
Fine.
It's a ghost.
Yeah, I don't know if the update makes that more or less prevalent. Who knows, more testing needed. Even Alan's really good at that explosive angle to make that wall hit me. But yeah, I sometimes even think like a risky flick play. What's the worst that can happen? I just lose another client. So you may as well try something unexpected every so often.
That's what I tried to do though, but
And I'm trying to run, trying to hide, but I'm just being so slow. You can watch it now. And see there, I procced that on myself, the adamant, because I touched the pillar before it hit me. So not only did that only do 1 damage, then for a little bit I have -1 damage for attack. So that's why, just on paper, this is kind of the best stone setup, even though it's boring. And I actually realized this last tournament, and this was my client stone setup.
okay.
Okay, this is the last of the non-tiebreaker, so... If Alon gets a client even just around here, that's game.
Yeah, probably not gonna happen though.
Never say never.
So it's interesting that it's become meta, but on host as well, because the same philosophy applies. If you can take less damage than your opponent, then you'll win. So yeah, I'm just patiently waiting with my charge stone, especially at this like range of like a 4 range bias. The charge is just so powerful for these pokes that no one else has in that range. It's kind of a brutal tactic, but you know, that's the game. But then again, sometimes it's in your opponent's interest to keep the range bias long on high ping, because if it's a close range, they can't react at all. Like, there's just no time. So sometimes here I remember switching, going, I need to get closer because he's being too defensive here, and I'm not getting around it, and that's going to lead to me making mistakes. The other thing that Alan has going for him is that my ball straight height goes directly above his head, and that's one of my #1 poke follow-ups. So it's quite a huge advantage to be underneath that, and I try to remind myself not to go for that. Oh, see that? Beautiful hop, charge hop on a wall over a cube, but it didn't capitalize. And yeah, see how far those cubes go? The grounded cubes, but he did well to stop that. Going for Nat's bounty here, but I failed. And now we are into tiebreaker, and I will explain the rules. Basically, at this ridiculous ping, you got to disadvantage the host until eventually the skill level is the same, and someone can overcome the ping disadvantage.
Now the real match begins.
You win.
Do you want to just go straight to no stones, or up to you?
Yeah, I think so.
So no stones for host as a disadvantage, and you know, regular for client. You don't use stones that much. Like, I mean, I'm not pressuring you enough for stubborn to give you any use.
Because we only had so much time, and we already looked extremely deadlocked. I don't know if either of us ever got below half health in the previous 6, and there was a lot of ace rounds as well. We just went straight to no stones, like may as well. Which I was saying there that I'm not really pressuring Alon enough for that to be a disadvantage to him, because he was barely using the stubborn, you know, knockback protection, or knockback cancellation, I should say, or adamant to reduce damage, because I'm just not even getting damage in the first place. So it kind of like is an advantage to him here, because I lose my charge, which, as I was explaining before, was a major part of my toolkit. Oh, dead stop. And now I think I'm starting to switch on that I need to defend more, just put up more walls and just straight them. And then, yeah, even then I should just stay behind them, but do that delicate dance to not get stuck against the pit walls to the side. I'm not very good at positioning, I think. There's something I could be mindful for. And I think throughout this whole thing, I was just going for like I caught my own ball. I was just going for like a lucky boulder hit. To hit stop and be weird, because I can slingshot those things pretty far, but Alon was just stopping them. Yeah. And the worst part about high ping is it just feels like it makes your hitbox 3 times as wide. But you don't complain, you just do it, because we're both dealing with the same stuff, and that's what happens in a global tournament. To a non-Rumble player, the ping thing, I know, it doesn't make sense to you. You're like, get servers, but I'm not going to get into that whole debate now. Just, it comes down to half the time you have absolute perfection of control over everything, which allows you to do things that, well, okay, there's some, you know, ping shenanigans we're dealing with. But that perfect connection allows you to do stuff and have a level of control in VR that's like nothing else in any other game. And if we had servers, that would just be diminished. And not to mention it's an indie game with, we're a niche of a niche right now. The servers are expensive. It's not like a free-to-play game with microtransactions. It's a one-off purchase, which the devs are, you know, very passionate about. So financially, it also just wouldn't work, and the game would eventually die. That's why. Anyway, this is me without Charge Stone. And you know what? To anyone who thinks I rely on it too much, I still play all right. I think I just sort of pull in a little bit more I definitely have chip damage, a part of my style for tournaments. Feels dirty, but you got to do it. I also want to reiterate to you that I haven't been a comp player in Rumble for over a year. So although I analyze a lot of footage and like to think about the game, I really don't know that much, and you should take everything I say with a grain of salt. And so I'm saying things from my personal perspective and not like my omniscient thoughts about the game, you know, and how it should be played. This is just me, and it could all be wrong. And, you know, that's the beauty of a game that isn't solved. There's no one who has, you know, the exact right take right now. There's just what's good and working at the moment until someone, you know, counterbalances that with a different style or a slightly different adjustment. And even then, when we get new maps and new shift stones, everything's going to change again. But to me, that's the beauty of Rumble. It's a sandbox, and I think this sort of meta play only to win is a very small part of the game. And I like to compare it to like skating. You could have like skateboard downhill races, or you can have freestyle competitions. So in Rumble's future, there's a place for everyone. There's a place for the scientists developing tech. There's a place for magical players going for the most fantastical flick moves or just really niche kind of tactics. And there's the place to sweat it out, because the good thing about pace is it's exercise. So sometimes like we crap on pace a little bit because it's less fun, but if you play Rumble for exercise, I gotta respect that. That's how you get it, by keeping the pace and intensity up. As you can see here, I'm starting to get fatigued and make mistakes and miss my timing, so fitness level is a big part of the game at this level. Anyway, I told you this was ramble content. I haven't even been reacting to this round yet. I think in this round, went on a bit too long. I let Alon dictate the distance. But now it gets really serious with the damage penalty coming into play. This is just, for this extreme of a ping case, this is how we have to do it. So yeah, Alon as host, no stones, starts with 5 damage pre-done to himself, to just hopefully give the client a chance to do something. But like you've seen, there have been many ace rounds on both sides. And I should say, this is rare and to the most extreme. It's only AU versus EU players at the moment that causes these situations. If you're US to EU or AU to US, it's kind of bearable, you know. It's still an asymmetric game at its heart, needing to play differently on host versus client. But it is playable at this point.
Oh,
That's close.
no normal human being could see that coming.
Yeah, that was my reaction. It was like, how's that so good? But this is what you get when you play someone who's played in the top leagues. It's like, the reaction time is insane, and it almost gets to a level where you can expect attacks of certain speed just to not hit. So it's better off not doing them, because you'll probably just get RTS'd. But it depends on if it's a reactive player or if they were focusing on pace. Oh yeah, and the sticky hands just on client can be hard to let go.
Well played.
Man, I gotta forget ball, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I think there. If you slowed down, the ball straight went right over his head. So yeah, dangerous, you know, he can RTS anything, right? Oh, in the dark.
Nice.
Gotta appreciate it.
Oh, we forgot to do the damage penalty.
Oh yeah, it's hard not to go into just battle frenzy, and I do this in the future as well. I might have edited it out of not damaging yourself. But yeah, Alan's style is just like that sort of meta style, constant pressure, dashing forward, using the stubborn stone.
Whatever. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going.
Lots of grounded, what'd you call it? Yeah, like slide by these pivot sort of slingshots, cube strapper cuts that are insanely fast. Good mix up of the height of the stuff, and a lot of grounded cubes as well, because they do a lot of damage and will cancel out a wall strapper cut, so it makes sense.
I get stuck in a parry loop.
I'm trying to be too reactive. I should have just backed off. Really, jumped away like juice bar. Because you can think it is a game of strategy, Rumble, and you can think that you plan stuff out, but It really comes. It must be like, I imagine boxing is like this. If you haven't trained something into you, that's where the strategy comes in. Training to do something in response, so it becomes instinct. It's not like mindfully like, oh, I'm gonna do this special thing and this. Sometimes you get those rare moments where you catch yourself like having an intentional thought to be like, oh, that was cool. I thought fast enough to do that. But most of the time you just go into like the flow zone to, you know, try and survive.
Fine.
Thank you.
So yeah, kept it clean.
It's scary. I guess the surge kind of could work in this case, because even if you proc it on yourself, it gives you...
Yeah.
I'll do the damage, you do the pillar.
That time I remember.
Okay. It's a good thing. to
Yeah, so
remind
I
me.
think Alan said it at one point. He doesn't have to focus on survival, he has to focus on just one lucky hit. So in a way, Surge, even though it can damage yourself more, it could be worth it for him to just get... Imagine if you got 3 Surge discs in a row, that's 6 damage. Like, but I know he's going for discs, so I'm trying to disc out his discs. And I got a good like hold on one there too. Oh, nice. Just managed to get that off.
It's delayed me.
Like watching this back now, I'm like, oh, this would be such an easy setup for a dueling Puppet Master. But I'm having restraint. Having restraint. And I swear he should have died there, but I don't know what happened.
Oh. I was sure I missed the ult because it was so delayed.
Yeah.
So I just dashed away and then so it did all day.
Okay, so now it's 10.
You win.
10
Yeah.
damage penalty. But remember, just like, we both have to do it. So it's still possible for the bar to be like reset or overcome. You know?
So tie-breaking rules, right?
Yeah.
Is that someone wins a client round, or they win a client game, and that sets the bar. Now, if the bar is reached and your opponent matches that, it's reset. If they surpass it, then you go again and you get one more chance to reset it, or just lose to it. So it could go, I win a client round, then Alon matches the round, but then gets another round winning a game. I'd have one last chance to win a game to fully reset everything, which is a bit different from last year in Stratum, where the bar was, if it was surpassed, then that meant you won. Because tiebreakers go forever, so sometimes I just prefer that. But it creates a lot of stress having to defend your title. See, there's some cheeky discs there. He got the boulder stock.
That was close.
3 times width of my hitbox. I just felt that. I felt that I
10
was
damage.
so close there. The mental game here was like, I didn't feel discouraged. I was just like, you know what? That just means it's possible for a miracle to happen. And so I finally reminded myself, don't worry about the offense. Go in for the defense. Let him make some mistakes. Doesn't matter how long it takes. The longer I survive, the greater the chance I have of just getting a single round by some freak accident.
Dangerous.
And that wall right there, through the smoke. I didn't even know what I did.
Oh,
Ooh, nice. Well played.
thank you.
You know, what is opportunity? A combination of skill and luck or something?
Again, it's just like the luck of the draw of a mistake. So we keep going, see what happens this round.
Okay, so we do the damage penalty and keep going. So Yeah, I was just shocked at that point because he just felt like such a strong player. The fact that just 2 sort of mistakes lined up for him to allow that, and I didn't do over damage at all. That wall was the perfect amount of damage that I needed to do. But because it's 10 damage hit penalty, and I haven't played on with that yet, I'll have to play that too. It makes it just as likely that I could make 2 mistakes, you know? And then we're reset, or even worse, he surpasses it. And then what can I do? So I'm trying here to just clutch the other one, because then he wouldn't be able to supersede the single round. He could only reset it. But yeah, still I think, you know, I forgot the game plan. We're trying to just lock things down. And I went on the offensive too much, leaving myself open.
Nice.
I played.
But the bar is set.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to get.
So we keep pressure's on. We keep the damage penalty at 10, and you can either match me to reset, or up the bar by winning the game.
Alright.
And I'm pretty sure they changed the rules this time. So if you win the game, then I get another chance to win the game on top of that. Someone can fact check that though. Okay. And I'll do the 10 damage. Don't let me forget.
Do my best.
So at this point, I'm pretty exhausted. It's a tiring game, and just like mentally having to be so on as well. That's what gets to you. And I think when you know you're up as well, you start to play worse. Oh, nice. He got that through for 2 damage. Because I just know how hard he's going to fight to get it. And I think I try to play even more clean, which ends up putting me at a longer range, which actually makes things worse. That was a phenomenal RTS on client. Like, could you imagine if he'd got that? It would all be over. And almost is over, because he put the ball in the perfect place and I windscreen wiped myself.
It's not a good idea.
But I keep up the pressure. I'm just sensing a boulder behind me that I don't want to disc into because I'd be dead.
Oh, there's someone.
Even that, he hits on that boulder and I just managed to ground it so it didn't hit into me.
Oh,
I bet.
And we're on.
stressful.
Now I can't spoil this. I've rambled enough. I've got nothing else to tell you of value. So just, this is the round that makes or breaks it. If I don't win this, we're locked in for another, who knows? Or he could win the next 2, and I wouldn't be able to top it. So I'm gonna stop yapping, and you can watch the final result. Thanks for being here for ramble content. No editing.
Oh,
Lovely.
oh man.
GG's.
That's a rough part about globals. Some point it's not
You
actually
win.
doesn't feel competitive at the high ping, so it's like, you know, I apologize for joining.
That's good. I mean, I have globally bad ping as well,
Yeah.
even to Europe.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll see you next week, but check out the main channel or the movie channel. And get addicted to Rumble. That's sort of
Okay.
my purpose.
It was fun.
I'll see you next week.
See ya.